And Dipal Goenka, who heads Wellspun Living, joins us right now to talk about the world and the growth within the world from her prism, and of course her business and how it will do, not for the next 1 or 2 quarters, Ms. Goenka, but let's say over the next couple of years as well. But thanks for joining in firstly. How do you see, because Trump 2.0 is the big talking point right now at Davos, how do you see businesses in a world which a lot of people fear is disjointed or fragmented as opposed to united?
So yes, but I think this has now become the new world order. And we all have learned to do businesses like that during COVID as well, where there was a complete disruption and the supply chains got disrupted post that as well. So I think this has become the new world order. Now it is about how effectively work in it. Because I think, you have AI, you have technology that can help you to, work around this as well. So challenges will remain, the geopolitical issues will remain. But I think this is a great opportunity for India. I think India is in the kind of the bright spot at the moment. Being the most stable democracy and an integrated supply chain. And a lot of, the government is invested in the growth of India in the terms of, if you look at the supply chains, if you look at the privatization of the ports, the MSMEs, supporting the MSMEs, and also, looking at skilling and upskilling the blue collar and the white collar people as well, because India is about the youth, and I think that's where the great opportunity is. So yes, India is having that a good place right now in the world.
So India is as hot as the hot coffee in your hand in an otherwise cold place.
Totally, I agree with you.
Okay, lovely. Quick follow-up there. There's a lot of talk of 100 policies coming in, some tariffs coming in from Donald Trump as soon as he takes office. Now, it's a hypothesis, but let's assume the tariffs do go up more than what the street pencils in right now, and that if it is inflationary, what does it mean for cost of capital for large businesses like yours? Part one. Part two of my question, because it is China Plus One has been the talking point for the last 3 years, and tariffs only enhance or give fire to that belief and that things around it. How do you think Indian businesses like yours behave in an era like that?
So I know the time's uncertain, and we don't know what's going to happen. But I think definitely India would be in a positive light that I feel very, very optimistic about. And you spoke about the tariffs and the impact on inflation. Well, I think there is an opportunity there to work with our global retail partners to see how we can get that under control. But I think overall, I would say, compared to the other countries and other democracies and China, of course, India holds itself in a good stead.
Yeah, actually, does it help a business like yours, which has got global partners, in that here's a country which is deftly maneuvering between quote unquote the two axes that exist right now, and not choosing one over the other and making its own place felt? Does it help businesses which are kind of yours, which are global in nature, have global partners, global suppliers and global customers?
I think, let me tell you one thing, while there are challenges, the geopolitical issues will remain. But I think, again, I'll say that India has itself in a good stead. And when we talk about ourselves as a company, when we supply, and every 5th towel in America is made by us. And I think the opportunity for all the Indian suppliers is immense right now. I mean, look at India. You have your complete global supply chain here. The largest grower of cotton, largest exporter of cotton, complete integrated supply chain. All our factories are integrated. I think there's a huge opportunity for India here. And when you talk about the skilled workers, when you talk about textile, it's labor intensive. Right. And where would you get the manpower? In India. India, that's the great opportunity. So while it might straddle, it might struggle, there could be challenges in the terms while, finding that balance as a country at the moment. But I think we will find that balance.
Okay, very interesting. Is it challenging for you to be in a world which is increasingly veering towards AI, and the belief is that AI would replace labor? So, and because we are a labor-intensive country, do we need to play to our strengths of trying to enhance labor productivity as opposed to replace labor with technology?
But you know what? I've been hearing about it for a long time, but I always feel that AI is going to complement complement the productivity, complement teams. Look at it, even in the terms of the consumer experience. If you have an ability to forecast what that consumer will like. And when you talk about India as a country, completely, I mean, every 15 kilometers, the culture changes. Every state is very, very different. And if you have an ability to forecast about that consumer, ability to forecast that, okay, what that mom and pop store will sell, I think that's so powerful. Now, when you come to manufacturing as well, if you can have AI help and support, okay, where, if there's a breakdown in the terms of supply chain, breakdown in the machinery, in the preventive maintenance, I think that could help us to actually augment the productivity rather than, impact it. Imagine if you're having all the virtual lessons for our workers and our blue-collar associates, in different languages, and AI helps you to do that so powerfully. I think there's so much that we can do with AI. And the turnaround times, I think for us in textiles, the whole supply chain is such an important part. The speed is the essence, and I think that's where, and the predictability is again in essence. I think here AI could help us to actually look at it in a very different light and a very positive light at that.
Okay. Just one small short-term question before I move to a slightly longer-term answer before we wrap up the interview. Last year and the year before last, a lot of conversation was around disruptions in supply chains due to, either the Suez Canal or the different canals, etc. The Red Sea crisis, has it been a large impact for businesses like yours, and does it continue to remain that?
So, yes, it is. It was, because the time takes in a long time to turn around, and I think that's been a challenge. Okay. And we saw that for ourselves in Q2 as well, where the other countries sucked in the inventory, and we couldn't, and the turnaround time got impacted. So those are the things that will happen. And of course, we'll have to put in more inventory into our warehouses so that we want to service our customers flawlessly as well. So I think those are the kind of considerations that will also go behind that as well. So those uncertainties will prevail. It's again about technology. It is about the predictive analytics. And that's what, again, AI will help us.
Yeah, but despite those challenges, you probably clocked in the highest or the best quarter that you have clocked in maybe your lifetime, so which was great. Now tell us, Ms. Goenka, what does business look like until, let's say, not just for FY25, but let's say for the next 2.5 years as we move into the Modi 3.0 era, or we've already moved in, and Trump 2.0 era? So
let me tell you about Welspun. Welspun makes in India for the world, makes in India for India. I mean, how powerful can that be? And I think a lot of companies in India will be doing that, And when we talk about Welspun, when we talk about the whole B2B, the opportunity is the globe. I think when we talk about USA, UK, Europe, rest of the world, Australia, New Zealand, I think, and with us, with the kind of portfolio that we have the entire product mix from, of the home linen that we have, along with the flooring, advanced textiles, and the others, can give us that kind of an opportunity. When we talk about, the brands, like you have Christie, which actually already has made kind of inroads in America as well, and India with the brands like Spaces and Welspun, that gives us a growth opportunity in India as well. And I will always say that, for Welspun, we will continue to be that kind of a home solution company, servicing all the consumers around the globe. And I think for us, the world is the oyster.
Yeah, but so therefore, last question. I mean, you've always said that if you don't look at it on a quarterly basis, but on an annualized basis over the next 3 to 5 years, maybe a 15% growth rate on a CAGR basis over a period of time should not be ruled out. My question is the opportunity presenting itself for that kind of a growth, and are you penciling in that? Or could it be better as well because of this whole China plus one theory and India doing so well?
We remain to talk about, and we remain to, maintain 27th, year 2027, 28, I mean, to be around 15,000 crores. India being around 1,700 crores, and that could go better, for sure. I mean, let's look at how the opportunities evolve. But I think the domestic market is getting that, that opportunity. I know this, the last couple of quarters have been a little slow comparatively in the terms of consumption. Having said that, I think India still continues to have that great growth opportunity in the terms of, the consumerism. So definitely that's going to be there. our manufacturing will continue, and our B2B business will, and the portfolio that we have will have kind of the tailwinds because of the China Plus One, and so it will continue to get that share of shelf. Look at what we did. We just set up a plant in Ohio for pillows, and now the next will come in very soon in Nevada as well, where it's not just going to be pillows, but it's also going to be the utility bedding and the white bedding. So, the portfolio will continue to grow, and so you talk about B2B, B2C, and D2C. I think it will be a very interesting mix to talk about as we go forward.
Great. Look forward to do that over the course of the next few quarters, Ms. Goenka. Have a lovely, the remaining few days of the WEF. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you. Thank you, Neeraj.
And viewers, thanks for tuning in.